What's good, YouTube? This video is going to be about how some women push their man into the arms of another woman. Emotional cheating. But before I start, I'm having a coaching sale. If you're interested in getting coaching, click the link below and go to my website. I think everything is like $20 off right now. So there's a winter coaching sale. If you're interested in coaching, the time is now. Moving on. So somebody asked me why men emotionally cheat, and I don't necessarily want to explain or validate cheating, and it will sound like I am, but I'm not. I don't want to explain or validate cheating, but I do want to address it because sometimes women just don't know. They think everything is about sex. As long as a woman's is fine, her boobs are good, her butt's good, and a man hasn't been in her before he wants her, that's the end of it. And it's not. A lot of women are being cheated on emotionally while they think they're being cheated on sexually. But because they're not nurturing their relationships or their partners in certain ways, their man is out getting those same things from someone else. And while he's a shit bag and a garbage bag and a trash bag and a glad bag and all of these different things, the point remains the same. Men cheat for very similar reasons that women cheat, especially when it's emotional and it's not a one-time thing. And if you can find it in your heart to understand why another woman or a desperate housewife might cheat on her husband or her spouse, then you have to have that same capacity for men who are lacking certain things in their relationship. And not just assume that they have a perfect woman at home doing everything right. And she's just a wonderful, lovely, sweet woman who does everything for him. And this is what he's out here doing on her. And when a woman cheats, the perception is always, I bet he wasn't talking to her. I bet he wasn't having sex with her. I bet he wasn't serving her in this way. I bet she was lonely. I bet he worked too much. There's always this grace that a woman is given for her indiscretions. I'm a dating coach. I've coached over 5,700 women. And in general, when women cheat, they excuse themselves and victimize themselves. I've only had maybe a few dozen of the women who expressed to me that they were cheating on their husbands or cheating on their boyfriends tell me that they were cheating and they were wrong and make no excuses about it. In general, when women cheat, they've excused themselves with some victim card or victimization that they perceive to be a valid reason to move on to greener pastures, right? And most of the time in the comment section, if I'm talking about who cheats or if women cheat at all, there will be a lot of support for the cheating woman in the comment section. There will be a lot of support for the idea that he should have been there. He should have gave her attention. He shouldn't have neglected her. He should have did this. He should have did that, right? Women understand cheating. They pretend they don't, but they understand cheating a lot of times when it's them. They don't have that understanding. They don't have that empathy. They don't have that compassion or that space for understanding when it comes to men, even though for many reasons and many men, cheating happens for similar reasons, just slightly different. We have to stop pretending that every guy who cheats is just there for the sex, because that is not necessarily true. Sometimes cheating for men doesn't start sexually, and just like for women, it starts emotionally. Something that women often forget, and I try to remind them, is that respect is as addictive as attention, okay? Respect for men is as addictive as attention can be for women. Men have an affinity for respect. They have an affinity for patience. They have an affinity for grace. They want a woman who believes in them and shows that with her action, with her conduct, with her words, with her patience, with her forgiveness, and with the assumptions she might make about him, even in a conflict. A lot of men go home to women who appear to be cold-hearted, who appear to not respect them, have no reverence for them, and be in a competition for leverage and power and control with them. When men encounter a woman who has no compassion, no empathy, who they can't open up to, who has no respect for them or very little reverence for them, who has no patience, who's not forgiving, who accuses them of things, who changes their intentions, when men are encountering those things with women who like conflict or cause conflict, it's interpreted as a lack of respect. It's interpreted as a lack of admiration, and it's interpreted as a lack of reverence, right? Those are the things that men want from their woman, and those are the very things that a lot of women don't give their man because it makes them feel too vulnerable. It makes them feel too soft, too weak, or they've been conditioned not to feel that way about men and not to hold men up to that standard, not to put men on pedestals, so on and so forth. Again, just like a neglected woman is going to become eventually a desperate housewife looking for attention, looking for desire from someplace, a man is going to be doing that with respect, with patience. A lot of women will encounter your man at work, in the world, at school, and they will show those things for him. They will show that belief in him. They will show that reverence for him. They will show that honor and that respect. They will give him compassion and empathy. They will comfort him in ways that you might not. I'm not excusing cheating. But just like you can understand a woman who's been neglected cheating on her man, sometimes you need to also open your mind up to this idea that men need these things despite your willingness to give them. Everything isn't about sex with men, and that's the insulting part. The insulting part is that women always complain about men not opening up, but they don't acknowledge their feelings when they give them, when they share them. And then if a man does do something, he cheats or something like that, it's all about sex with him. But when a woman cheats, it's emotional. It's, you didn't love me. I felt invisible. These other emotional reasons that give space for grace. Men need that as well. And this is when emotional cheating happens. A lot of y'all wonder how your man started to love another woman and not just screw her. That's what happened. She gave him the respect that you denied him because you were tired of him. You were bored with him. I'm not excusing it. Cheating is wrong. You should break up with your partner. You should let them know, obviously. But to pretend like people don't have these needs because you don't want to fulfill them, or because you don't like them, or you're too bored, or you don't have enough reverence for them to fulfill these needs, doesn't mean that they cease to have them. Men aren't just sex machines. They have emotions, they have feelings, they have desires, they have anxiety. And just like you have emotional needs, a man's emotional need is respect and reverence and admiration from his woman. And when he doesn't get those things, all the woman have to do is throw him a little bit of respect, throw him a little bit of admiration, throw him a little bit of understanding or compassion or empathy, and she can get his attention. I make this video not to blame women who have men who emotionally cheat. I make this video to forewarn and create a perspective change around this idea that the only thing that men want when they cheat is sex and sex variety. That's not true. And just like you can understand a woman cheating for feminine reasons, now you know that everything isn't about sex with men. Not much different than women. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Again, just offering a perspective. If you need coaching and you want to take advantage of my winter sale, click the link below. Follow me at kevhick24 on Instagram. I'll get with y'all later.